You know, we always hear about drones interfering with like airplane routes or firefighting missions where they have wildfires and people want to like tape or using a drone what's going on. But in this case, I guess it was a friendly, not so friendly, dispute between neighbors where one neighbor was really just on his property and flying his quadrocopter, didn't have a camera or anything like it. You know, he just set it up and was flying it in this open space. And all of a sudden, it comes crashing down. He hears a loud bang and boom, it comes crashing down. And apparently, it was close enough to the property of some other neighbor. You know, these are big spaces though, but it was close enough to some other neighbor's property that he thought it was, he mentioned he thought it was a CIA drone or something like that, a surveillance drone, and he shot it down. I mean, even if it was one, I don't know that you'd be able to shoot it down. I'd probably be a little scared to shoot down like government property. And they had just this dispute. It was actually interesting because I think it was on Ars Technica. They actually have the email exchange that went on between the two gentlemen. And it's interesting just to read the way they politely communicated back and forth who would pay for the damages. What was interesting though is when they went to court, the guy whose drone had been destroyed was using GPS logs from his device to prove that the device or this helicopter wasn't really ever on the other property, and so you know the other neighbor was potentially liable for these fixing it up and shouldn't have shot it at all.
Right. I would suspect even if it was in his neighbor's airspace, discharging your firearm at something, I don't know. I have a feeling that I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in New Jersey and we live so close together. But I would suspect that might still not be a good justification. I think you probably still have to pay for the guy's drone.
Yeah.
The other thing I thought was interesting is he thought the CIA had a drone following him. Just the fact that if that's really true that he thought the CIA was following them, I'd be like, well, what are you doing? That you would think the CIA would be so interested in watching you. So that's a little, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
And who shoots down the CIA?
Yeah, why would you shoot down the CIA drone? They'll just send another one day.
It's interesting story. There's a lot of weird angles in this one, but I would say, I mean, the whole privacy thing, I think that is an issue, right, with these drones. Like, I would not want a drone flying over my house watching. Even if I knew it was my neighbor. Why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Come on, give me some privacy.
I'd probably be more okay if it was like some kind of survey for the government or for the township or for Google Maps or something. But probably if my neighbor was watching me, I'd probably be more concerned about that because that's a little weirder.
Yeah, why are you doing that?
But the perception of drones, like, and you said that the guy flying it didn't actually have a camera built onto this drone. But the perception of them is such that everyone's going to assume that they've got these capabilities.
Right.
So,
exactly.
I mean, either you have to become an expert in is that a camera on that thing that's flying 500 feet above me or not? You know, it becomes like you either have to be an expert in the technology or we have to figure out a societal way to figure out what's good manners and bad manners when flying your remotely operated drone.
I think we're definitely at that point right now where that's being hashed out, you know, what's acceptable and what's not.
Yeah.
So.
Right. I would personally, as soon as I saw a drone, I would think that there was a camera on it. And if it was anywhere near me, why are you watching me and who are you? Right. Even if you are my neighbor, like you guys said, you know, stay away from me. I didn't ask for you to come over here with your drone, and, you know, the guy ended up assuming and shot it down.
Right.
Which I bet you was great fireworks.
I think it was. And pretty good aim probably too, right?
Right.
He got it from his property like 200-300 feet away. And
See, now if this guy was smart, like, you know, we were, instead of going right for the gun, you go for the computer, right? Like Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar there, where he brought the drones down, remember? And then he was using the parts or whatever.
That would have been cool.
So that would be the angle I would work towards, is try to like bring it down myself and take possession of it or whatever and say, hey, you know, come sue me to get your drone back.